Well, good morning, guys. Here we are again, folks. Let's see. Let's move me a little over there. There we go. Mighty Tort, how's it going? Hey, actually, I'm glad to see you in here this morning. What's going on with Uncle Krusty? Have you heard? I noticed in the chat he said that he was having some problems, let's say. So I was just wondering if you've heard anything, or... Wow. Because I noticed they didn't take his channel down or anything. Is he not allowed to stream, or... Or have you? I haven't been able to get a hold of him in Discord, so I don't know what's going on. Because it's interesting, there's still plenty of music stations on right now, so... Has he been over on Hippies at all? Talking over there at all? I need to catch up with him here soon. Okay. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but DLive has been having a little trouble this morning, so anyway, on my end, I'm getting white screened on a few links. Okay. I'll have to see what the hell's going on. Not good. But we all, I guess, saw this kind of coming, right? So here is what I would recommend, which I know is going to shock a few people. And DLive, if you're listening, love you. Still very happy with the platform. But, yeah. If you guys haven't, go over and give Twitch a try. I know, it's funny. We think it's nothing but thoughts and gamers, but head over there and look around. There's more going on Twitch than a person thinks. So, and that's all I'm going to say. DLive, we're still here, so. But yeah. I don't know. I think copyright is going to be becoming an issue everywhere you go here very soon. So, if Uncle Krusty needs a little help, I'm more than willing to help him brainstorm a little bit. See if he can figure out what's going on. See if maybe how he can change his shows to help him out a little bit. You know, avoid the powers that be. But, well, we actually have blue skies today, so that means hopefully the smoke has blown out of here for a day or two. Yesterday was horrible again, so. And of course, that's the day that we picked to go do a little day trip and do a little fishing, so that was fun. yeah, if you guys get an opportunity, I'm over on Twitch, on YouTube, on Trovo. So, not just here. On DLive, so. And I think I don't know. I'm going to be transitioning away from DLive here. Probably, not super soon, but sooner than I'd like to. Just because I've been having, not necessarily issues directly with DLive, but having some serious issues with their site in general. Not loading. It's crashing a lot. Kind of signs that they're pulling server racks. Just my thoughts. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, if you guys get an opportunity, head over to Twitch. I know who it's owned by. I know all that kind of stuff. But it's worth a look. Just saying. Anyway. So what's going on in the world today? Let's take a look. We got old. Well, I don't even know if I can say that on here anymore. See, this is the fun part. Looks like a couple of days ago, Iran decided to put a naval ship through the English Channel. That is not good. I don't know. That's a little bit of eye poking there. And let's see here. You saw that new plane that Russia unveiled. That was interesting, to say the least. This kind of makes me a little nervous. Russia's threat could see the UK fighter jets operating from highways once again. It's getting pretty serious when the UK is planning on using their infrastructure that way. Not the best. Kind of spooky. They're worried about Russia. We're worried about China. Yeah, it's great fun. And let's see, anything else that was big news? Not that I can see. I mean, you had old Sleepy Joe not doing too well at a town hall, but I guess that's okay with everybody. Anywho, today is our final day of the 5 C's. We're going to be going over those today. So again, it was, let's see if I can remember them off the top of my head. I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to use my... You had, let's see, the first one was cutting. Your ability to cut things, right? The second one was... I don't remember what comes second. I'm trying to keep them in order. Anybody else? Does anybody else out there know what the 5th C or the 2nd C was? Oh, combustion. Combustion, thank you very much, Mighty Tord. And then 3rd C was cover or concealment, right? 4th C was container. And now we have the 5th C, which is cordage. So we're going to have some fun with that today. Hopefully we have some folks out there wanting to watch this. These are things everyone should know before it all goes dark. Dun dun dun. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I should change this warming up to heating up or getting hot. We're past the point of warming right now. Oh, has anybody else noticed all the food shortages and stuff that are going on? It's amazing. Who could have ever saw that coming? So, what does that mean for you and me? Get a preparedness mindset. Practice your skills. Pay attention to your surroundings. Understand there will be some things that you don't necessarily want to do or that's unlike you in character. And if you don't start now, you will never get started. So we're going to go over the 5 C's. I have some folks that I'm willing to show you on basic first aid survival. Gardening and food production. That also means being able to put it up. And self and family defense. All right. So let's see if we got them right. Cutting, combustion, cover, container, cordage. Sweet. Hopefully everybody's got a chance to get out there and grab a good knife, a good camp axe, and out of those 2 saws, I would still lean towards the Silky Gone Boy, but I have a less expensive option for you coming up here. Also, get your stuff together for your ability to sharpen. Fire needs 3 things: heat, fuel, oxygen. If you don't have all 3 of those, you're not going to get a fire. Fire was a long one, evidently. Yeah. Magnifying glass. How to build a fire. Well, cover. Everybody liked this cover one too. You need to be checking out these little handy dandy lightweight rain fly tarps. A good thing to have in your arsenal. And we did containers. In fact, I used mine just yesterday fishing, so had to make a couple of quick lunches and was able to knock that out. It was fun. Got to use my skills, you know. All right. Number 5 is the foundation for a lot of things. Cordage. Whether it's setting up a shelter, making tools. Wow, I can't talk this morning. Carrying your supplies, or even having to rappel or climb out of a sticky situation. Cordage is the one thing that makes it easier. It might even be, in some cases, the one thing that makes it possible. So, how much cordage should you carry? As much as you can, is what I say. I like to carry about 100 foot of paracord on me. And now that can be in a few different lengths. You know, you can do... I would try to do at least 20 foot lengths. So, 5 lengths of 20 foot, something like that. I also carry about 50 foot of general rope. General use rope is the kind of rope that, it'll hold in a pinch if you wanted to, but it's not something that you worry about leaving behind if you have to. You can make pre-assembled ridge lines and stuff like that for like your tarps. With a little prep, you can have your camp up in no time and be able to tear it down in no time also, with the right amount of cordage. Now, cordage, does you little good without being able to tie a knot. And the type of knot you choose to use helps extend the life and usefulness of your cordage. If you have a bunch of knots that are tied in there that you can't get out, it's a little hard to use that rope for much anything else. If you tie the wrong knot, it will be there for the rest of time or until you pick it or cut it out. So, we're going to take a look today at a few knots. And I think everybody should know. Now, what's nice about these knots are they're strong, they hold, but they can easily be removed. And that is something that's fairly important. Let's take a quick look at a video I put together. I'll do some voiceover on it while we're looking at it. We may pause it, all that kind of stuff throughout it, and talk. But when we get to the end, we're also going to talk to see what kind of knots that you guys maybe use that aren't mentioned in the video. So, this is 7 knots you need to know. Or you're a sissy. I like that. And the square knot is probably the most basic knot for combining 2 lengths of cordage together. What's nice about it is that, if you have 2 different size of ropes or cords, it has a tendency to work well. Now you notice how it's right over left, then you cross and go right over left again. The clove hitch is not everybody should know. It's a good way to bind around a tree, around a tool handle, just about around anything, around the top of a bag to close it up. And you can tie it in 2 ways. You can do it one where you're tying it outside or in the center of the line, exactly how he's doing here. And if you do that, kind of like, for tying a bag shut or something like that, you just basically place it over what you want to tie shut and pull both ends tight. Now that cleat that goes over your 2 lines, that cross, that's what holds everything. And the tighter you pull it, the tighter it goes. And it doesn't have a tendency to loosen on you unless you want it to. One of the best things about that knot is it's easily taken out. The sheet bend. This is kind of like the square knot, but this one is guaranteed once you tighten it up. The problem with the square knot is once you let tension off, it has a tendency to want to come loose or loosen up on you slightly. The sheet bend has a tendency to stay tight, but again, it's really easily taken out of the cord. This also works really well for 2 different size ropes. And what he's tying right there is considered a double sheet bend. It's just a more secure knot. If you really care, if you're really concerned about that knot coming out, you can tie a stopper in the green line. Now the bowline. This is probably my favorite knot. Couple of things. It forms a fixed loop at the end of the line, which a lot of folks just do that with a overhand knot when they make their bite. The problem is that it's almost impossible to come out once you've tightened it down around something, using it as a slip knot. The Bolin, one of the perks is, no matter how hard you pull on this knot, and I mean, I've towed vehicles out of the ditch with a Bolin knot. No matter how hard you pull on it, all you have to do is basically release the hitch that's on the back there. You push it down, loosening up the line, and it comes right out. It never cinches down to the point where it's impossible to remove. And then the figure 8 loop. The figure 8 loop is used a lot in climbing. A lot. It's a much more secured fixed loop, but it's harder to get out too. So if it's something you're going to stake your life on, I'd use a figure 8. Although the Bolin is used a lot in the Navy for, man overboard situations, stuff like that. So I guess they do use it in a life or death situation also. That's a running figure 8. That way you can put it in, if you're tying around something. Around yourself. The round turn with 2 half hitches. This is how you set up your ridgeline. This is how you tie your ridgeline onto the tree. Your starting side. What's nice about this knot is it cinches down on itself. Hey, Ghost, how's it going? So there's 1 half hitch. Now we're going to put a 2nd half hitch in here. And what this does is it makes that knot adjustable, as far as sliding back and forth on the cord. But easily taken out too. And then of course you have the taut line. Taut lines are used in a lot of stuff. And this is a truly adjustable knot. And then when it's loaded, it stops sliding. Doesn't matter where it is on the line, it's not going to slide to tighten up any more than where you place it. So you can kind of see there, he started on a half hitch, put a 2nd loop in. Now we're going to do the same thing behind the knot. Put another half inch in outside of the loop. And you see that bite right there? Right there. That's the end that actually holds that knot in place. So as it tightens up, as you pull on it, it tightens that knot down, not allowing it to slide. But you can adjust it by just putting some pressure on the knot, pushing back and forth. Now once you get it to where you want to go, that knot is one I would put another half hitch in at the end just to hold it, just to make sure. So, and next week, Monday, we're going to be going over all of this stuff and trying to put it into a real life scenario. So we'll be outside, we'll be recording some video. There's some other knots that I'm going to show you, but those are probably the 7 most important knots that you can learn. But so the question is there anything going on out there that we need to be aware of as a group? What's going on in your neck of the woods, guys? Of course, I don't know if I have too many folks in here. I think D-Live's having a little bit of a technical issue today. But anywho, that's why yeah, I'm gonna get in trouble, but that's why I've been pushing people to go over to either Twitch or Trovo, or find me over there, just in case something happens with D-Live, just in case, the site goes down one day or something like that. We don't lose touch. It's not a bad thing to have other options. Know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know. Today's pretty interesting. But 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 I don't know what to do. But don't know what's coming down the pike. Don't know what's coming down the pike. Don't know. Well, don't know what's coming down the pike. Don't know. Well, I should say that differently. I should say that differently. I think I know what's coming down the pike. The wind switched today. We're getting out of the smoke, but the fires are just as fast as they're putting a fire out. There's another one popping up. So it's, I don't know, it's definitely not getting the moisture. Well, we gotta get some sort of rain to slow this stuff down. It's not good. I'd love to be able to say, yep, they're all out, and we can get back to normal here, but not so much. Right now we can't even you can't do a campfire, period. Yeah. Which I guess I understand that, because there's a few of these fires that are started that were started by some folks that that obviously don't watch my stream, because they didn't do it right. When it's this dry outside, you sure as heck don't just start a fire on the ground and hope everything's kosher. But what are you gonna do? I don't know. What about your guys' neck of the woods? We got rain out there. We got tornadoes. Anything? It is that season, I guess. But Yeah, this is I had fun with my son yesterday. That was a blast. Caught his first fish. It was a sucker, but you know, what the heck. He had fun. Little bugger, he's something else. Sorry, I was just sitting here thinking, yeah, I got a lot of things to teach that boy before he's ready for what's coming. And I don't know if any of us are. But I'm going to do my best. Yeah, you don't ever forget that. You know, I had to help him out a little bit. He's not even quite 4 yet, so. But I walked away and never had a fish hook in my ear or my hand, so that was a plus. Patience isn't quite there yet, though, unless it's real fast-paced fishing. Then maybe. But I don't know. He had fun. And actually, if y'all end up over on Ridge Live tonight, we'll be looking at some of the photos from where I traveled to. It's a place called Giant Springs. Yeah, we made sure to get some photos. Sorry, guys, if I seem kind of meh today. Just oh yeah, those. I would start with the bowline. If you can get the bowline figured out, a lot of those knots fall right in line. Yeah, it is the weekend. To go help out the wife's grandma tomorrow. And then I think Sunday we're going to head up in the mountains. Try to get away from some town folk. See what we can do up there. Hopefully the smoke doesn't set back in. That'd be nice. But no guarantees there. And I'll be using a few of those knots because we'll be probably setting up a hammock camp. And I got a few options for some cooking that we can do up there without starting a fire. Well, we'll be using flammable materials, but we will not have a campfire, unfortunately. Oh, I know what we could take a look at. I think we should take a little closer look at that Miyota Life stove that we reviewed. I'm actually kind of impressed with this little bugger. You guys want to take a look at that? Do we want to go over camp stoves again, or camp stove again? I actually have a camp cook set coming that I picked up fairly inexpensive off of Amazon that might be a good fit for a few folks out there. we were going to talk about how to bake with the Stanley Cookpot, weren't we? We probably should take a look at that too. Have you guys ever used a pot when you're out camping to actually bake with? Not, I guess I should say, not the not like a cast iron Dutch oven, but a little bit lighter option for you out there. But let's take a look at this Miyota stove again. I'm actually thoroughly impressed with this little bugger. You know, it's lighter than my Jetboil. It does just about as good a job. Takes a little longer to boil water, but not too awful long. But if you guys missed it before, this is the Miyota Life. And of course, this is their generic camp stoves that is rebranded for whatever company wants to pay to put their name on it. What I like about it is it comes with this little adapter. And this little adapter makes it possible to use your 1 pound propane bottles if you don't have access to the isobutane. And this is, of course, the little stand for that. Oh, I suppose I should get in camera so you can see what I'm doing. Basically, you just press this open, let it snap around, and that'll stand up your bottle. But just like that. And this little stove that is wedged in there. Hold on just a second here. There we go. This little stove is a handy little bugger. I mean, let's see if I can change the angle of that light to help you out here a little bit. There. You know, decently constructed. I wouldn't say it's 100% a fit and finish, but does well for what it is. We'll get the old isobutane out. Wait till you see the flame on this bugger. It's pretty impressive. And you can adjust it down to, you can't really see that on camera very well, can you? But you can take it down to fairly low simmer. Or if you're in a hurry, I mean, it flat gets with it when you want it to. But the nice part about that stove is it's kind of got the built-in base. It's nice and wide. Some of them, these actually hang further out and they get really hot. This one doesn't actually. And let's see here. If I were to use, my Stanley cook set is packed away right now because we were using it yesterday. But I'll give you a general gist with this one here. This, by the way, was a Jetboil knockoff that we tested. And it did pretty well. But if you happen to have one of these pots that doesn't have the all this crap on the side, this neoprene, that's a joke anyway. What you do is you set your pot on there in that orientation, and you use a small piece of wire to hold this lid on. And what you've made is a small oven. And you can bake some of the, you know, those mini loaf pans, stuff like that. Those all come in handy in a stove like this. Now this is definitely, I mean, you're looking at, this one's definitely a knockoff Jetboil. Yeah. Anyway. It was a pretty good stove too. It boiled water pretty quick. Let's see here. Not getting it back together in perfect order, but it'll work. It'll do for now. But yeah, this, I think this Miyota was like just shy of $20. You can't really beat it. I love the flame adjustment on this, because a lot of these isobutane stoves, they burn too hot to do a simmer. And you can turn this down to where it's warm right here, but not overly hot. There is just a slight flame there. I don't know if you guys can pick it up yet, right there. But that's important to me, to be able to turn it down and just do a slow cook. A lot of times, like percolating coffee. There you go. That's important. Yeah, I would definitely, you know, this weekend, get out and play around with a few of those knots. Looks like we have a few more viewers in here. I don't know if anybody, or if everybody even seen the video today, but I picked this one up off of Amazon. Actually, I can look to tell you exactly what I paid for it. Let me take a peek here. I know some folks hate Amazon. I'm sorry. But out here, I tend to have to use them a little bit. Let me, let's see here. Hey, Tennis Shoes, how's it going? I actually have a few new products for you guys that we're going to review. One of them being a manual pull type chainsaw. You know, the chain with the two straps. I'm guessing it's going to fail miserably, because I've tried them before. Oh, you know, I'm doing okay. I can't. I'm not in bad shape for the shape I'm in. Let's put it that way. Let's see. I'm just trying to find that. Right there, the Miyota Life Stove. It's currently $27.99 on Amazon. Just wanted to make sure there was no coupon codes for it. Yeah, that is the beauty of it. Oh, and the other thing, you notice, this is all folded up here. It's still pretty darn stable for, putting a small pot on. You can just fold this up just like this. Or you can set these legs wherever you like, If you only want your pot so big, only send them out so far. That'll makes it pretty darn sturdy. But yeah, I want to look to make sure I didn't have a coupon code for this. Hold on. Oh, looks like I did. I actually picked this up, so watch for them on sale. I picked this one up for $22.99. So, and for $23, you'd have a hard time beating that stove. And it packs away so nice. I mean, it pretty much packs into itself. I'll show you here. Basically, you just wrap that cord around. Tuck it nicely down in there. Doesn't have to fit super flat. It has a little forgiveness. Take this little thing off of here. Place it in there as best you can. I try to avoid. I'll show you. There's a little piezo igniter. That's this little wire right here that's coming in. That's your little spark starter. I try to avoid hitting that if I can. So I'll put stuff in like so. Put that over on this side. And kind of got to work the corners in. That's your entire cook set. Now you look at that. That's not much taller than my hand. I mean, it's probably about 3 by 3 by 4 foot tall. There's your whole cook set. There's your stove. So, good little bugger to have around. This is the second type of stove like this I have. My other one's a little different. The legs fold out a little different, but same concept, same idea. They work well. I'm on season 4 or 5 now with stove like that for hunting camp. That's usually the one that gets the coffee pot put on it. But yeah, I would sure as heck pick one up if you got the opportunity. The average, well, it depends on what size you're going. This one is an 8-ounce can that I was showing you here, and it has 3 to 4 hours of burn time in it, and that's a constant high burn. Mind you, when you're simmering or stuff like that, or just trying to keep a pot of coffee warm, it's not quite an all day, but it's pretty close. And these run about, I don't know, $6-7 a tank. And I would recommend, unfortunately, in this day and age, if you find some out there, pick up as much as you can afford, because I have a feeling these are going to start getting scarce. That's what's nice about this stove, having that propane adapter in there. Remember, you can run your 1 pound propane cans on that too. And it doesn't do as well as far as the heating goes, because isobutane is considerably hotter burn than propane, but it does well. I mean, it does everything I need it to. Like I said, it's now you can get the smaller cans in this. You can go down to a 4-ounce can for packing. That's about half this size, and that does come in handy. But when I'm at the hunting camp, usually I'm running a 16-ounce can, so it's twice this size, and I replace those about once every 2 seasons. Yeah. The only thing you have to be concerned about with isobutane, it doesn't necessarily like the cold. It's not as efficient in the cold. So, before you fire these up, if you can take them off, hold them in your hands, warm them up, or, this is going to sound horrible, but put them in a sleeping bag with you. When you get up in the morning, warms them up quite a bit. Some of the smaller ones, I even know guys that'll put them up under their armpits and warm them back up to get the most efficient burn out of them. But yeah. So for you folks that are out there right now, did you miss the knot tying video? Mighty Tord, I know you were here. I think Ghost might have came in after. You guys want to take a look at that video again? I mean, we sure can. Then I'll probably be looking at getting the heck out of here and starting a weekend. Well, ish. I guess we have the show tonight that we're going to go over. And if you guys want to see some pretty country and probably one of the most unique springs you've ever seen, we have a spot that's fairly close to me that's called Giant Springs. And to give you an idea, this spring puts out about 156 million gallons of water every day. And it is very, 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 very pure water. It comes out of a limestone cracked aquifer. But yeah, it's a beautiful area. If you get a chance to visit Montana, I would suggest going to this state park. Yeah. And it's actually got decent fishing and stuff for the kids to do. And, it's a hatchery also for multiple trout species. And there's an area you can go in and feed the fish and all that kind of fun stuff and get a good look at them. But we'll have some photos tonight that we're going to go over. And you get a chance, head over to Ridge Live tonight. And we'll be on DLive. And I think tonight is DLive and Twitch. I don't think it's a DLive only. Yeah, if you get a chance, head over there. Check that out. See what you think. Tonight is, let's see, it would be 6 o'clock Pacific and 9 o'clock Eastern. So, if you're anywhere in between there, it's 7 o'clock my time, so that's Mountain Time. Yeah, good show to catch. By all means, head over there. Check us out. We'll be doing just some good conversation. And we'll be looking at a lot of photos, a lot of different stuff. Having a fun time. So I think what we'll do is we're going to watch this video one last time. Make sure you guys get those knots down. Stuff that I think everybody should be practicing right now. When you have a little time, cut yourself couple of 4-foot hanks of paracord or 6 foot hanks of paracord. When you're sitting down watching TV or whatever in the recliner, grab those hanks and practice a few knots while you're watching. Let's go over these one last time. And these are foundation knots. These are all the basic knots that you need, and we're going to dive into some other ones next week and uses for them. But let's take a look here. Well, maybe we'll take a look here. If I can get it to play. There we go. So the first one's a square knot. Again, this is how you combine two lengths of cord. If you're running your ridge line and you run out of cord, you got another 10-foot length in your pack or something like that. You can tie this knot and keep going. Pretty simple knot. Right over left, left over right, and away you go. And what's nice about this knot is you can cinch it down really, really hard. And it still easily comes apart. All of these knots are that way. That way you don't waste your cordage with a bunch of knots in it. Clove hitch is a great knot to use. It's good for starting off, for tying off some length of line that you're going to run. And the nice part about a clove hitch is it can be tied in the middle of the line. So you don't have to start at your ends. The other good spot for this is tying down on tent spikes. So you can tie this two ways. Either you can tie it in your hand or you can tie it at the end of the rope by chasing. Exactly what this gentleman's doing right here. Nice part about it, the harder you work that knot, the tighter it gets. Doesn't slip. The sheet bend knot is basically a variation of the square knot. This one joins two lines of different diameters and doesn't have a tendency to loosen up like a square knot does when you take the tension off the ropes, but still easily taken out. Yeah, and this video is only 7 minutes long, so won't take long to get through here. Now he's tying this is called a double sheet bend. It's a little bit more secure than just a single sheet bend knot, but still easily removed. Because you have to look at your cordage as a tool. It's, right now we got it pretty easy. We can go out and buy more rope when we need it, more paracord when we need it, whatever. When it gets down to it, you might not be able to do that. The bowline, or the bowline, or the bowlines, or there's multiple ways of saying this, but this knot is probably the number one knot that I use in a lot of cases. Lets you tie a loop at the end of the line that doesn't slip. But the nice part about the bowline is you can pull and pull and pull and pull on this thing and still untie it. So basically that little hitch that you see at the end there, that bite, if you pull that down and around the line, it comes right out. Now the figure 8 knot, it's a good knot, it's a secure knot. It's a little harder to get out once you load it, but it will not let anything slip. That's why it's used in climbing most of the time. I mean, they use it in boating and sailing all the time. That's where all these knots come from, but the figure 8 knot is one knot they use a lot for binding off when you're climbing. He's just showing you a couple of ways to tie one here. You can easily do it by just putting a couple of twists in. It doesn't look as pretty, but it works just the same. Then this is called chasing the knot. So you tie a figure 8 one time, then take your tail end and run that knot all the way around, bringing it back to where, you know, it's doubled up all the way around. The other nice part about a figure 8 knot is it ties pretty flat, so the round turn, this is also known as I think a cow knot. The round turn with the 2 half hitches. This is a good way of securing a line around a tree or anything like that. So basically that first knot was your first half hitch, then you have the second knot that comes in, second half hitch, and you're good to go. Now the next knot that we're going to take a look at here is a lot like, I mean, when you really look at it, it's a lot like that round turn. It's the taut line. One nice thing about the taut line is it's an adjustable. So you can adjust the tension directly on the line without having to untie everything. This is a good knot to know. So you can see there's going to be 2 half hitches basically inside the loop. Or just basically 2 turns. Then you're going to go outside the loop, backside of the knot that you just formed, and make a half hitch. Now what you'll notice is on that knot, when you put it under a load, this knot won't slip. But if you grab the knot and push on it, push or pull, you can adjust it. And again, that knot is easily removed. So there you go. That's the knots I would recommend, you know. So other than that, guys, we went a little longer today. We got an hour and 14 minutes in here. So I think we are going to shut this down, let everybody get started with their weekend. And yeah, make sure to be over at Ridge Live tonight. Again, that's 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern. And yeah, we'll take a look at those photos that we were talking about. Like I said, if you haven't seen anything like that before, it is impressive. When you think about 150 million gallons of water running out of the ground a day. That's gigantic. Anyway. All right, folks. Well, I think we're going to get the heck out of here. Oh, I suppose we should. I don't know. If Can't believe I'm going to start saying this, and I apologize. I'm not one to, not one to do this, but I'm going to have to start because the direction this is all going, I hope to grow this larger. But we'll see. You'll notice I keep my X tag on. I don't really... I don't know, lemons are great, but not really my thing. Actually, we're going to open the chest while we're talking about this. If you guys would like to, and I'm not saying you have to, I'll be here as long as I can. But if you guys would like to, and you'd like to be a part of this channel growing, and you value some of the information that I'm giving you, if you go down in the About section in my stream, you will see the Cash App. And like I said, I'm not one to usually ask, but what's a good way to put this? I'm trying to avoid getting in trouble on DLive. Don't waste your lemons on me. You can't. Hey, Mighty Torch, you got 152. Ghost got 87 and Colors 12. A lurker. If you guys enjoy it, and if you guys appreciate any of the information I'm giving you, click on that Cash App down there. Give what you can, but you don't have to. I'm still going to be here. We're still going to be talking about this stuff. I hope I can help you guys out when you need to. And I hope you're gathering up some of this information I'm giving you. So, that being said, folks, I think we're going to get the heck out of here today. Good job, everybody. Get out there and do some practicing. All right. I think we're going to bid adieu and catch y'all later. Remember, if you do nothing else, if you listen to nothing else, listen to this. Keep your heads up. Keep your head on a swivel. Put on the armor of God and everything is just going to be okay. All right, guys. We'll catch you later.